This weekly Blender competition is brought to you by Grand Abbott. Grand Abbott provides Blender tutorials for beginners and experienced users such as sculpting, modeling, texturing, animating, and a lot more. So make sure you check out his channel and Discord if you haven't already. You can find a link in the description. Welcome at the weekly Blender competition number 16, which I'm going to criticize the art entries and choose some winners. And the subject for this week was to create a cartoon vehicle. We have 12 entries and I really appreciate that you guys have joined. Now keep in mind, if you have some feedback for me, then leave a comment, because that is very important to improve my work for you. This competition is going to be very interesting because I have some things to say and I have some things to show, but I'll try to keep it short because we have 12 entries. The first entry is of Crapson, and Crapson says in Discord nothing, which is fine. A lot of people seem to like this artwork. I like it too. There are a few things that I noticed straight away, and that is the perfect color balance going on in here with the gray, the black, the blue, and the red. And there's even a little bit yellow. What I think of this car, it doesn't really give a cartoonish feeling as in the model itself, but it gives a very good cartoonish emotion, as in the car wants to go away, it bends down, the same will happen when it stops. Those are typical cartoonish emotions, as I like to call them, because I don't know how else to say that. You do have toon shaders on it. Of course, there are a few different ways of showing that something is cartoonish, or either with the shaders, or either with the emotion, or either with the model itself. Still though, I really love this car. It seems like it's a Dodge. If I, see these letters down here, that might be a Dodge. Dodge is one of my favorite brands. I just really love it. Cool engine sticking out here. And, yeah, a little bit smoke, a little bit light effects. I really like this one, and a lot of people agree with that before I say so. Anyhow, you always do a nice job, Crapson. I don't have anything to add here, so good job with that. The second entry is of Neon Hazard. Neon Hazard says, edit of a car I did for fun, now in cartoon mode. That joke's required. Okay, very good. Now, in this picture, we see a car that is a little bit more modeled to the cartoon shape. And I don't see any cartoon emotion, which is not a bad thing. But I just really want to show that how you can see different things of cartoon. It's either like setting lines, emotion, or the model. And this one comes very close to the model. I really like this model. It's like small and compact. It is still not a 100% one. There is a car which I can show it very well. But still, this can go for a cartoonish car. I really like that you added in green here. And purple-ish at the right side with the blue in the middle. You can also see in the color wheel that blue is between green and purplish, which is a very nice touch. I do want to say maybe for next time add in a door handle, because of course you have cars without door handles for sure, but then there would be like a little line just for adding a small detail, because there are some nice detailing going on here and there, but I just really miss something down here, or add in a extra beamy thing down here. Maybe that's personal. I like it. And welcome to the competition, Neon Hazards. I like it. So entry number 3 is Nexus, and Nexus, your S isn't here. That's because Windows don't accept all of your symbols, and Blender also don't accept your S. The last time I did type the S. Anyhow, you say Discord UFO. I don't know how to do toon shaders, just stuck with the normal shaders maybe in the future. Which is not too bad. It's something you can learn. But you do have a little bit of cartoon modelish thing going on. Which I mean, you have a very small base of the UFO, and you got a very big top of the UFO. You see that a lot in certain cartoons, that there is like a small base going on at the bottom of the vehicle, and then the part where the person sits, or the character, better to say, is insanely big, and probably this character is even bigger. It will sit in here with his back bent and his head bent and against the top of the dome. I do like this model. It's very simple. You added some lights, you added some color. I really like this hologram planet little seat. I would just say a few things though, is get rid of this plane down here and put it a little bit more in the middle of the camera, because it's all about this vehicle. So this would be a waste of space, or you can also just cut this off. What would be a nice touch is a cow underneath here, or a Grant's face. That's just as a joke. It's all about the vehicle. I like it though. And good to see you back into this competition once again. Nexus. The fourth entry is of Yes Sir, if that is how you pronounce that. You don't have a picture, that's because you've done something else. You say in Discord, my entry. Sorry, it's my first upload to Sketchfab, so not used to the settings as yet. So what I'm going to do here is I got a website of Sketchfab, and I like this. I really like that there's something else going on for once. I have to be careful because I already tried to aim out the car here. I really like this. You can just go around and stuff. It's of course about the car. I do have something to say about the trees. I do like this rainbow as a little bit touch. I don't have seen that much. The rocks are nice. Probably you've learned a lot from Grant himself, so I'm not going to judge too much on that. It's about the car. I really like this car model. It's very difficult to judge, but it's a very special car model. I do have to say the bottom is a little bit thin though, but then again, I said with cartoonish, some stuff is like very short, very small, very thin, and then the upper part is very large. Of course, this part is very large though. Cartoonish can be very difficult. Doesn't always have to be. It's just like, I'm trying to judge it already. Maybe that is a wrong thing to do. I really like it. You even took care for stuff underneath the car, the exhaust pipe. I like this window wiper. It's a nice little touch. It's a cool car. Even the little smoke coming out here. So I like this. Very good job with that. Now there is one thing I have to say about this picture. And overall, it might not nothing to do with the cartoonish stuff. I am going to show something, so a little tutorial here. It's super simple. But I noticed you got a few apples here in the tree, or a few berries. But you know, if you go around this and check this 3D model out, you notice that in the back there is not much going on. Now for a still image, this would be fine. It's the front, and why would you do the back? Let's just imagine this here is the top of the tree, and then we want to have apples or berries all over the place. I'm just going to duplicate this guy, place it down here, smaller it a little bit to give the feeling. I'm pressing M while I'm having it selected. I'm putting it into a new selection, which means this one. Very good. And I'm just going to call it ball. And then I'm going to select the top of our tree. Then we're going to go to particle properties. We're going to add a new particle system. We're going to click on hair. Then you see the hair stuff. And then we're going to go to render. Change the path to collection. And down here we can choose our collection, which is the ball, which are these things. And now you can see we added a lot of balls. I can change this up to 100 because you don't need too much. You can do random scale. You can scale it up, scale it down, whatever. You can just play around with this, and then you got this stuff all the way around. Now, I can imagine you would like to know how you can add this particle system to your work. I do have to mess around with this for a little bit. I'm just going to click on Comfort, then it will add all the stuff. Now, if I'm not wrong, I click on one of these balls, move it just offside. Here we have all the separate parts. So if I would click on this one and just for example remove the particle system, I can place this guy back. Then I'm just going to put transparency on, select them all, then Ctrl J, and now I have selected all the little balls to this gigantic ball, and I only have to color it. So yes, here, I really like what you've done here. I also hope that you will come back into the future. The fifth entry is OffM, and M just done the total turning around of what I actually wanted. M here made the Scooby-Doo wagon but in real life style. I like this idea, it's okay. There are still some things that I noticed that should have been added. For example, there are orange flowers. I'm missing the orange flowers here and there. Anything else, it's difficult for me to say because it looks like you've done this with a painting program. I should have actually looked in Discord. You say the Scooby-Doo team gets an upgrade. Apologies for any mistake. This is my first competition entry. You say you created with CREO plus Illustrator plus PS, that's Photoshop. I only don't know what CREO is. I am very bad with names though, so excuse me for that. But I'll take it that you made this with painting program only, which you are allowed to do. I really like this idea. I think it's very difficult to do this. I really like that you've added the shadows underneath. It looks a little bit paint oils stuff. I like also how you hidden away a little bit of the interior, which is also a nice touch. But like I said, I only wish you had added a few of those orangey flowers to the car. Then it would be absolutely perfect. I really like this idea. You can do crazy stuff more into the future. Yeah, good job with that. The entry number 6 is of Erwin SunnyRay. I just had to see which button I was pressing. And Erwin SunnyRay doesn't have a Sketchfab, but he has a thingy, what is that? A clip. And this clip is this one. So let's just take a look at it. You went for a very simplistic style here, with a lot of neon, which could fit in with Grant's last competition neon signs. Let me just put it on repeat here. I like it. This is also very perfect example of cartoonish style as in the model itself. You really showed tiny little wheels, a very small front though, and a very large cabin. Nice words. Yeah, that's really cartoonish style. I only wish that the back here, the pickup idea, that was very small too. Then it would be just insanely perfect, just like the front. Just keep it very tiny. I like the neon, it's a nice little touch. The wheels is a very nice touch. The only thing that I would say is use a circle as platform to go around though. A square is nice, but I think a circle is just a little bit of an extra touch here. It looks a lot better, circle or a pentagram or something more roundish and lesser big. The light is perfect. You just see details nice enough. You see the neon nice enough. Yeah, that's all I actually have to say. Oh boy. Good job with that, Erwin SunnyRay. Welcome to the competition. I also hope from you to see more work into the future. Entry number 7 is OurPillus, and Platypus also made a UFO. He doesn't say anything in Discord, which is fine, which is nice. What I like about this is something that I noticed is how much detail you actually have been putting into the texture work here. You see texture works on the cloud, on the UFO itself, in the ring, the trees have a little bit. I think that's a very nice touch. It's only a shame, but then again, I shouldn't complain about that actually, is that there's a little bit too much noise going on here. I like the color balance in here, I would say. Maybe only this dome should have a bit of a different color. Because it's fading away with the clouds. It's not too big of a problem, but I really like to judge on colors and stuff. I like the chicken model here. Yeah, like I said with the other UFO, it would be fun if you just added something like a cow or Gran's head. You just did a chicken, whatever. I like your background going from blue to a little bit whitish blue. It's a very nice touch. I just really love the textures, man. I really like that. Yeah, cartoonish. Well, yeah, it's the same what I said before. You have a very small base and a very high cabin. That is really the cartoonish look where you should go for. I don't know. Yeah, it's only this color should be a little bit different, just to blink out a little bit more. But it's more of a personal thing. Anything else, I really like it. It's funny, colorful, pretty. Good job with that, Bloody Rush, and welcome back. And the 7th entry, I just have to scroll my Discord. It's gonna be interesting because it's one of the arts where I actually have to say something extra about. That will be number 8. Number 8 is of Sheila. Sheila, welcome to the competition. And Sheila made a Flintstones car, which is a very nice model. I like also, just like with Crapson's model, I like the toony shader onto it. It is a cartoon car, 100%. That for sure. I can say not too much about it. I really like you have some details going on, but there is still few other things I do have to say. First of all, this chair is a little bit too close onto the wheel it's going into it, which is very dangerous. And yeah, the wood here of the stick or beam needs to be a little bit forwards. But it would be perfect if you just grab this wheel stick, the steering, and the chair, and just put it a little bit forward. It would just be perfect. Maybe it happened on accident. One thing I notice right now is the steering wheel. Maybe you should have added smoothness onto it. Just click smooth. It feels too blender-ish, to be honest. But anything else, I liked it a lot. Now, there is also another thing I do have to say, but I will come back to it when I'm actually there. For the background, though, it's very simple. I like that. The focus is mainly onto the car. For next time, try to cut this off, but I can understand you also want to have this maybe on your background. I do that a lot too. I try to think of that. But anything else, I like to see more of your work in the future, and I'm glad you have joined. A3 entry number 9 is of Dorian V, and this is very much a cartoony model down here. I freaking love this model a lot. Welcome to the competition. Dorian V says, Taxi. I learned a lot about, I think you meant learned. I learned a lot about materials this week, but still a very long way to go. I really enjoyed modeling this taxi from scratch, inspired by black caps. Now, of course, Crapson has a cartoony car as it's about the shaders and the motion. Of course, there are a lot of other people who have a cartoonish car, just because it is in a cartoon itself. But this is really what I like about cartoonish shape. It's very shapy, it's very bendy, it's maybe on Sketchfab it's also like this car down here, like it already says cartoon prototype. I'm not trying to sell anything like this. I just love like tiny stuff. The cabin though is still very small, but you get the idea of what I really thought about when I said cartoonish vehicle. But I'm glad I've learned a few extra things thanks to you guys about cartoonish emotion and the cartoon shader, which gives really a feeling of cartoon too. The color is very nice. Now it's only a shame that it's a little bit noisy though, but then again I cannot blame people for that. What I wouldn't recommend is you probably used it seems like you've used a tight corner down here. Try to do that different. There are ways to do that. I believe Grant even has a tutorial how he shows you how you can actually render your vehicle and shadow apart from the background. So later on, when you put it on a flat background, it still looks like it's 3D. It would fit in a lot with this one. I love the purple color on this thing. I love the lights. This is a nice extra touch. There is one thing I actually personally don't like. If there is something going on down here, it's the roof and the door. It's a little bit too tight onto each other. This should be the metal to the glass should be a little bit lower, just a tiny touch, because it feels like it's pressured together. While at the front, it's very perfect though. It doesn't feel like it's smooshed together. Well, here it's smooshed together. But that's really the only thing. I really love this model. This is just so bendy, so shapy. I love it a lot. So Dorian V, also welcome to the competition. I would like to see more of your work into the future. Entry number 10 is of Simon Garfunkel. I get a German feeling with that. I don't know if that's true. You also made a Flintstone car. So here I want to talk about something though. It's funny that, first of all, I didn't see a seat down here, and I was like, shouldn't that be a thing? You forgot the seat. But then before I wanted to judge on that, I actually went on to discovering stuff. I'm just gonna type it in Google though. Flintstone car, and I actually noticed something. And some picture, like over here, you can almost see like it's through his stance. Or this one is just perfectly. Here you see these ray just standing. But I've also noticed at some others it looks like he's sitting. I just went looking for it. Maybe it's the oldest cartoon he's standing. Maybe the later cartoon he became more exhausted and lazy and whatever. And it's a sitting chair, which also shows at this at Sheila's Flintstone car. I think it should be just a little bit on both cars. A little bit sitting, a little bit standing. Because sitting and moving the car, I think that's very difficult. But standing all the time would be also very exhausting. Now, for both cars, I really like the model. It's almost perfect on point. Almost. Because the thing is, let me just type it in again. I don't want to show you how I type it, because I always type things wrong. There is one thing, yeah, okay, now I see this. Yeah, there is one thing besides that I noticed right now. It's a 2-seater. I've seen a lot of pictures where it was actually a 4-seater. Apparently there are different versions of that, so never mind that. Anyhow, let's just continue on to your picture. What I do like, everything is on point. Maybe the seat, once again, is a little bit too close up to the back wheel. And what I do want to recommend for next time, I do appreciate that you want to fill in blank spots of this picture. What you could have better done with this palm tree, if you just put it in there, maybe place it right down here and put the palm leaves, place it there, show the palm tree with it, maybe this a little bit more into the screen. If you add background stuff, just show it. Once again, I see that you've used a face as a background, which isn't too bad of a thing. What you could have done is a circle, then it looks like the Earth is round, unless you are a believer that the Earth is flat. It could have given like a round feeling, or just don't add stuff with it, and just keep it like this guy down here. More a personal thing. Anyhow, Simon, I like what you've done here. I hope you will be there in the future competitions. The entry number 11 is of Bitedron. He doesn't have anything. That's because he has a video clip. There we go. Let me just put it on repeat to be sure. I like what I see here. It's a very nice model though. But it's very difficult to, it really has a low poly feeling for sure. But it's very difficult to get a cartoonish feeling for it. Maybe the wheels should be like very much smaller than they are right now. Like that's really insane. Maybe I'm asking too much. But the model, it's just very nice. I really like the detail of the keys. Yeah, you have a lot of detailing going on onto this thing. I like the color balance almost, and I will just show you in a second what I mean with that. I like the saddles. What saddle seats? Saddle backs. It's not a horse, I know, but the side backs. I like that you have here the gas pedal down here. Two amazing big pipes at the sides really show that it's a monster. Probably goes very slow. It's very nice. You got a lot of stuff going onto it. Now what I want to say about the color is almost perfect. Now I noticed this model has a lot of blue, white, yellow, black, and a little bit chromey. What I would say is I'm missing something yellowish at the top, because you have colors very well balanced out down here with the colors I just put it in one list. I would say something up here needs to be yellow. It's or either the mirrors need to be yellow, or this lamp needs to be yellow. I think the lamp would be the best, or the mirrors. Don't do the brake handles, because stop like that. I like the little detail of grass down here. Also like the reflection of the mirror going on right down here, blinking. Little detail up here. I like the model though. Cartoonish, yeah, I wouldn't say too much. Maybe I'm asking too much. I think you still did a good job by Caldron. I hope to see more of your work in the future, and also welcome to the competition, and of course the other people if I forgot any. The 12th and last entry. I would say Muffin 2. You are lucky that you are just into my video, or I can better say I'm lucky to have another entry. Welcome Muffin. You just made it in time with your entry. Let's judge it. It's a pirate ship. I love pirate stuff. Yeah, let me just see. Isn't this Italian? Excuse me if I'm wrong. Excuse me. It really gives me a feeling from a game is called Y-Lands, which you can just, it's kind of a Minecraft idea with building brick for brick. And I made like a pirate ship. It kind of looks like this, was a little larger though. I like what I'm seeing here. Low poly. It's not always very easy to do low poly, pointy stuff in a pirate ship. You did added detailing here and there. I like this, a very nice touch. A lot of people always make this very straight on, and why always so serious, right? Do something crazy. I like this model. Cartoonish, very difficult to say. It's perfect for a low poly game. Maybe low poly cartoon needs to be a thing, then this would fit in perfectly. I would only say this is a very high step on the stairs. Yeah. I'm getting silence of this. Anyhow, I like the purple hatch doors down here. I like to see that you have added something here with blues. You try to play around with colors, and that is I think that I like a lot. I'm just gonna say I hope to also see more work of you in the future. I like this little ship. It's a very nice idea. Maybe if I ever go back to that game, then I'll keep in mind your artwork here and play around with it. I also like this back steering here. I don't know what it's called. A fin ship. Fin of the ship. Anyhow, also cut off the edges down here. Just show the ship because you want to see the ship. The background, it's okay. It's great, just like a few others. Very simplistic, which is fine. Maybe a little bit more light. And we can add a sunlight, give it a 2.5 or strength. It's almost perfect, or it just gets in dark, but then add in a little bit orangey purple to it. Welcome to the competition, Muffin 2. I'm glad you have joined. So these are all the entries. Oh man, I hope this video doesn't take too long. I freaking love that you guys have joined. It's actually my birthday today, so this is a very nice gift. I really like this cartoon stuff. You really showed some different way of showing cartoon emotions, cartoon models, cartoon shaders, cartoon to real life. You guys did a lot of different things here. Now it's up to me to actually choose a few winners, and because we have 11 plus entries, I promise to add in a few extra winning places. Alright, I just took some fresh air and gave myself some thinking time, and I have changed something off the list. Now, instead of just doing the objective, I have split the objective into two parts, is objective emotion and objective model, and I took simplistic minimalism off the list. I took the list offside because I don't want to spoil straight away the winners. I will just start at the bottom. The detailing winner of the cartoon vehicle is Bitedron, because I noticed for myself that Bitedron is the only one actually where I talked about, detail. Hey, I like the detail on the clouds, like the detail on the vehicle. There's a lot of detail going on with the texturing, so I think it's very worthy that you are the winner of the detailing. So congratulations with that. The winner of the light/coloring of the cartoon vehicle is going to be Yesir, because Yesir, I just like how the coloring is into this Sketchfab picture. I also like how there is enough light onto this thing. I think you've done an amazing job with that. So Yesir, congratulations with the lightning/coloring. I need to get my text back. The realism winner of the cartoon vehicle, there is actually only one which comes close to the realism. It was very difficult, but then I seen it. It's actually very simple. The winner of the vehicle realism is going to be M, because M just got a realistic vehicle with a cartoon print onto it. Once again, maybe only the flowers needed to be on there, but just be perfect, but I really like what you've been doing here, and I think you really deserve the realism. It is a real car. It might not look realistic, but it is a real car. So just to get the confusion off that, so congratulations with that, M. Now, like I said, I have split the objective into two parts because I had a super difficult time deciding the objective winner, and then I was like, but cartoonists can be done on a few different ways. So, the objective emotion winner of the cartoon vehicle is going to be very clear. I've talked about it many times, and that's going to be Crapson. Crapson definitely won that one. So congratulations with the objective emotion of the cartoon vehicle. The reason why I split it up in two, because I saw also someone else who done actually a very nice job onto the model. And some of you might already know what I'm going to say here. The objective model winner of the cartoon vehicle is gonna be Dorian V, because I just really like how this model looks. It really gives that cartoony vehicle. This vehicle could easily be in that Blender demo reel, if that is what's called, of the agent, I believe. A little bit of British feeling it gives. It would fit in perfectly down there. I just really love how the model looks. So congratulations Dorian V with the objective model winner of the cartoon vehicle. Of course everyone else has done an amazing job, and I really thank you guys a lot for joining. I really want to see you guys back for the next competition. The next competition is going to be I have decided to do one more week competition. After that, we are going to do a longer competition, just because the fact I'm going to move over and I'm not sure which date I will be back, and I want to make sure that I can do, you know, this competition video. So the next weekly challenge is going to be the subject emotion. The deadline will be April 7 at 2300 hours GMT time. The emotion was actually suggested by Tyros.x. Thank you for that. If you have something to say about this competition, the criticism, the feedback, the compliments, whatever, leave it down below in the comment section. Or if you have a suggestion, leave it down below in the comment section and I will put your name as credit. And thank you a lot for that. Everyone, congratulations and thank you for joining. And then I will see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more Blender, and also questions and requests are welcome anytime.